how about Cooper Kupp? Because the Rams are going to trade Cooper Kupp, or at least they want to trade Cooper Kupp. What would be your limit for Cooper?
Oh, that's a good question. It depends on how much, if any, money the Rams eat, which they've done in the past. That will change the compensation. Maybe a future 3, maybe. But I will say, I've changed my mind on Cooper Kupp. At first, I'm not interested in the Patriots getting older, bringing down, broken down players. They need to do this thing the right way. And I want them to do it like the Commanders have done it, which is basically a bunch of mid-level free agents that the coaching staff and front office have some background with, and nail the draft. That's what I want the Patriots to do. That being said, and Cooper Kupp, he's a bit expensive. You can say anything you want about the guaranteed money, or he's got a roster bonus in March, but the bottom line is, right now, he's set to make 17, $18 million next year, which is really rich. They're going to have to, if they do it, they're going to have to redo the contract. So I was sort of against it. I don't want an older guy. I don't want an older, expensive guy. I'd rather go a different route. And especially, with, T. Higgins or whoever available in free agency, I'd rather go that route. However, I've changed my mind because I heard Andrew Whitworth on with Zolak and Bertrand today from Radio Row, and how Andrew Whitworth talked about Cooper Kupp, about how smart he is, about how he's going to be a coach, about how he thinks of the game in a different way, and would basically suggest things in terms of how to change blocking assignments and certainly routes, and how he basically he runs the receivers room. He's the one that taught Puka Nacua everything that he knows about that offense and how he's become so good so quickly. When I heard all that stuff, I was like, how do the Patriots not bring in a guy like that with what's going on in that room right now, or what has gone on, and also the value that he could bring to Drake May, and also I think the value that he would bring to Josh McDaniels. He'd be a guy that he could talk about with X's and O's and adjustments during the game. I just think the value, even if he got hurt, even he'd still be around. I just think the value that he would bring to the room to Drake May, I think it makes it worth everything for a couple years.
In on Kupp. I would be in on Cooper Kupp. I wouldn't give up more than a 4th-round pick for him. I think that's fair value because of the contract, because he's going to be 32 in June, because he's missed a lot of games. I mean, if you acquire him, he's going to play probably 10 to 12 games, and that's it. But he's your best receiver when he walks into that wide receiver room day one. He's better than anybody they have right now on this roster. I don't think it's necessarily close, even at, the advanced age, quote unquote. I think he helps the room, vet leadership. I think he could still be productive. Is he going to be a guy who catches 6-7 balls a week? No. But I'll tell you, Greg, what I would do is, the first thing I would do, as soon as I saw this story pop up, as soon as I saw Cooper's social media post, if I'm Mike Vrabel, if I'm Josh McDaniels, hey, Thomas, come here for a minute. I'd call Thomas Brown in, and I'd say, tell me everything you know about Cooper Kupp, because Thomas Brown was there when Cooper Kupp was at his best. And, Brown didn't work with receivers. He was tight ends coach, running backs coach, assistant head coach, but he certainly has info and intel on Cooper Kupp. So I would bring Brown in and say, what are we getting with this guy? And I think because Brown is your passing game coordinator and he has the history with Cooper Kupp, I think that's another reason why you would bring him in, because I would imagine that Brown has ideas how to best utilize him even at 32 years old. So I would pull the trigger. I think you could rework the deal. You have all the leverage. I think you could get, a 2-year deal out of Cooper, not pay him a ton of money. I saw Spotrac's valuation has it 2 years, $22 million. I think you could talk to Cooper and say, look, we're going to extend you. We'll give you a 2-year extension. We'll give you 2 years and $24 million. We'll give you some of that up front with a roster bonus or whatever we're going to do, a signing bonus. And I think he's the perfect. You're not bringing him in. You're not going to bring him in. This isn't a Myles Garrett situation, okay? You would not be bringing Cooper Kupp in to be the number one receiver. But if he's your third guy, if he's like a 2B/3, depending on what else you do, I'm in on it.